about covers it.
Yeah, man. Toughest decision you've ever had to make, Danny, or most difficult thing you've had to do?
Boy, I don't know. Let me think. Well, I don't know about the toughest decision I had to make, but when I was producing Billy Joel, he had brought me out to Long Island. He had set up a studio out in the middle of Shelter Island, which is in the middle of nowhere out there. And he was out there with his touring band. The guys had been playing with him forever. And so I went out there to work with him. And when I got there, his whole band were asleep in the kind of studio lobby. They all cacked out like that. I said, this ain't a good sign. We're starting an album with a new producer and they're asleep. And when I got up, I realized that they're all very good guys and everything like that. But they were too comfortable in their job. See, here's the thing with sidemen is that this is something I knew instinctively right away. Is that they're not there, when I'm playing with James Taylor, they're not there to see me. They're there to see James Taylor, and my job is to help James do his show and entertain the audience. They're not there for me, And once you start thinking you're hot shit and that the audience is coming to see you, you're finished. And that's what happened. These guys were too goddamn comfortable, and it never occurred to them they could be replaced, and they were. So I told Billy, after listening to what they were doing, I said, Billy, this is the tough decision. I said, Billy, can we let's go into the studio for 2 days. Let me bring in a rhythm section for you. It'll just be me, you, and a rhythm section of my choice. And let's see what we come up with. And if you don't, and I also said, let's go to the Hit Factory and not this set up studio that he had on Shelter Island, which is not,
sure.
So he said, all right, he agreed to do it. And I realized it. And what I said to him was that if this doesn't work out, you can go back doing what you were doing with your band and no problem. Now we're talking about a big album. That's a huge career thing. To get a gig producing Billy Joel or not get it is big. But I knew that's what had to happen. I knew I could do better with my own rhythm section I brought in. And that's what happened after 2 days. We just continued with my guys.
And then he fired his guys.
Well, he didn't fire him. He didn't use them on the record. I wouldn't say
fire
him, but he didn't use them on the record. And he kept touring after that.
I give you a lot of credit for that. And it goes to what you said earlier, where you said, I wasn't authentic. The title of the song, I wasn't able to say I'm not made that way at the time. And now I am. That's pretty cool that you were able to, that you were so sincere about it. And you went in with authenticity with the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought he owed honesty. I thought he was owed honesty. And that's what I gave him. And I think he recognized also that his band was a little complacent. They had already recorded some stuff and it sounded very ordinary.
Right.
So he was open to the idea of trying it with other people. And, that guy is a double monster, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Billy Joel's talented, but I worked with the guy, and he's phenomenal. As a keyboard player, the piano, organ, and as a singer, forget it, man. It's just a joy to play music with that guy.
How did you get that gig?
Well, he was looking for a producer, an East Coast-based producer. At the time, I was living in Connecticut, and he talked to a bunch of different people, I guess. And my manager at the time got me an interview with him, So I went out and met him and talked to him for a while. And then he invited me out to come to his studio in Shelter Island, like I told you, and see what happened. So they grew out of that. I guess my conversation with him, he felt comfortable enough with me to give me a shot.
Man, I give you so much credit for that because it's a huge freaking opportunity. And the average person would have said, oh, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to make waves. And you didn't think of that. You thought, well, this is the best thing for him. I'm being hired to do the best thing for him. Let me tell him what that best thing is. If he likes it, fine. If he doesn't, fine.
That's right.
Yeah, yes. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a measure. I mean, to me, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but that's a measure of someone's character,
Good. I'm glad you say that, but I was not patting myself on the back about what a great guy I was at the time. I was doing what I thought was honest and real.
Right. That's a measure of a great character. It's not how you treat your boss. How do you treat the waiter? How do you treat, I'm saying you're in a situation where shit might go awry. That's not important to you. You're concerned about the quality of the work you're doing and the quality of the service you're providing. And that's what you should be concerned about. But not a lot of people, most people, I would say probably a lot of people would not handle it that same way.
Well, I don't know how other people would handle it. I just know what I had to do.
Good for you, man. That's a great story. Thank you. That's a really good story.
Mhm.
Just a couple more questions